In a move that's sure to spark heated debates, Canada is taking a bold step backward on climate regulations, all in the name of boosting investments. But here's where it gets controversial. Prime Minister Mark Carney has struck a deal with Alberta's premier to scrap a planned emissions cap on the oil and gas sector, among other environmental rollbacks, in exchange for promises to strengthen carbon pricing and support carbon capture projects. Published on November 27, 2025, this agreement has already ignited a firestorm of opinions, especially as it aims to pave the way for a new oil pipeline to the West Coast. The deal, signed on Thursday, is part of Carney's strategy to shield Canada's economy from the uncertainties of U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs. With 90% of Canada's oil exports currently going to the U.S., Carney is eyeing diversification, particularly toward Asian markets. To achieve this, he's loosening environmental restrictions put in place by his predecessor, Justin Trudeau, while still vowing to hit net zero carbon emissions by 2050. And this is the part most people miss. While the agreement includes commitments to carbon capture and industrial carbon pricing, it also involves adjusting the Oil Tanker Moratorium Act to facilitate oil exports to Asia, a move that's already facing fierce opposition. Alberta's push for a new crude oil pipeline to British Columbia's northwest coast is at the heart of this controversy. Pipeline companies argue that significant federal legislative changes, including removing emissions caps and ending the oil tanker ban, are necessary before private entities will consider such a project. However, British Columbia Premier David Eby staunchly opposes the pipeline, insisting the moratorium should stay. Indigenous groups in the region have also vowed to block oil tankers, declaring the project will never happen. Meanwhile, the existing Trans Mountain Pipeline, which tripled its capacity last year with a $24.2 billion expansion, remains the only direct route for Canadian oil to Asian markets. The federal government and Alberta have also pledged to finalize an industrial carbon pricing agreement by April 1, 2024, and collaborate on the Pathways Plus project, a massive carbon capture initiative targeting emissions from Canada's oil sands. Additionally, the federal government will support Alberta in building nuclear power plants, strengthening its electricity grid for AI data centers, and constructing transmission lines to neighboring provinces. Here's the burning question. Is this a pragmatic step to secure Canada's economic future, or a dangerous compromise that undermines global climate goals? Carney's administration argues it's about balancing economic growth with environmental responsibility, but critics fear it's a slippery slope. What do you think? Is this deal a necessary evil, or a missed opportunity to prioritize the planet over profits? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments.